For those of you unaware, LEGO Power Miners is a theme for the LEGO company which ran from 2009 to 2010. A majority of the builds for the sets were mining vehicles which were made to fend off rock monsters who were eating crystals and causing earthquakes from the power the crystals would give them. Power Miners is one of my favourite LEGO themes ever, and one of the things it's known for is having official combination models where you would mix together two existing sets into one brand new model. And I decided to take that one step further, or maybe it's more than just one step, but what I did was I got not two, not three, but the entire first wave of sets, plus the titanium command rig, to add them together as one big build.
A few moments later.
Here we are, a day later, and here we have it built. And as you can see, it's quite the beast. But as another thing you can see is I had a few pieces left over to create a few small builds which I'll be going over first. First of which is a little mining robot I've decided to call John, with an M. He's armed with a pickaxe, and that pickaxe can be swapped out for a pair of jackhammers. The next thing I built was a little walker, which the power miners can use to melt rock, I guess. I don't know, it's got fire on the end of it, maybe you can take off the fire and just pretend it's a drill. Another thing is just a small barricade to keep the rock monsters out. Then, speaking of the rock monsters, they're going to need help to fight something this large, so I made a small catapult, which works very similarly to the one included in the Crystal Sweeper. However, due to some pieces I used, I made it appear the rock monsters might have been reverse engineering power miners vehicles to create this catapult. The next thing I made, which was quite a large part of it, is a lab where there's a computer and a section that is analysing a small crystal, and then a tool rack next to it, and next to that tool rack is a drill which can be moved around. The largest side build I created for this model was a small vehicle which each pair of wheels can be used to activate some sort of feature on this vehicle. The rear wheels simply spin what can be assumed as like a rear drill or the boost the exhaust thing of the vehicle, whereas the front ones, as they turn, the entire top section of the vehicle spins, which you can imagine is some kind of drilling mechanism for small ceiling rock areas in the cave. Now, onto the big model. So, there's a lot of things to go through on this one, so I'll try and keep it brief. So, the main thing you might have noticed is that the middle section features two ratchet joints that I took off the titanium command rig. This allows the vehicle to be angled in different ways, which allows it to capture the crystals using the mains mechanism of this model, which is the large gear system I've incorporated into the front wheels. You see, what would happen is, as the vehicle is pushed along, the wheels would activate the gear system, which not only pushes open and closes the front gate to collect crystals, but it activates a conveyor belt that's inside, which will transport these crystals into the bucket that is in the middle of the vehicle. The middle of the vehicle features a lot of standing room which you can have for minifigures to act out any different scenes or scenarios you wish. This middle section splits off into two main sections to the side. One features a drill that is very similar to the one featured on the Thunder Driller and the Titanium Command Rig. Whereas you would twist the knob, it activates the drill. On the other side, which is slightly more complicated, there's a giant saw blade which can not only be angled up and down, but can also be spun individually on its own. Just behind the saw blade area, there is a bike ramp which can be used to take a power miner and launch him off the vehicle if he has to go and quickly grab something. Just behind the drill section there is a small winch which uses the exact same string assembly that was featured in the rear end of the titanium command rig, so there's no worries about having to cut string or untie the string from separate pieces, as the same pieces are used throughout each part of the string on this model. You can use this mechanism to lift up the nearby crates onto the platform, fill them with crystals or deploy them to different vehicles. The upper front section of the vehicle features a large cockpit which you can fit multiple miners, and several steering mechanisms which you can imagine do multiple different things for this vehicle. Just above the roof section is a large repair drone arm which can be piloted by minifigure. Just to the side of that repair arm is a net launcher which launches nets. Connected to the framework that is near the roof section is another crane, which is a mix between the one included on the Crystal Sweeper and the Titanium Command Rig, whereas you can pilot a minifigure in it, and it also can carry a cage that is also included, which is very similar to the build in the Titanium Command Rig. Just to the side of this crane is a chairlift which can be used to pick up minifigures and deploy them from the vehicle however you choose. The rear section of the vehicle prominently features treads, however the front section features wheels, as you may have already noticed, and the large bucket that was included within the Crystal Sweeper. Just above this bucket is a cockpit area for the rear side of the vehicle, which can be adjusted depending on how you've angled the hinge in the middle. And this can be used to control the rear drill that is on the very end of the vehicle, which can be used in case the vehicle ever has to go in reverse, or if a fallen rock has appeared behind the vehicle and is in the way. Just above the opening door of this vehicle is a set of flick-fire missiles at the front of the vehicle. As you can tell, this vehicle is very play feature heavy, as that was my main draw to power miners back in the day. Now if you would like to be able to build this vehicle, instructions can be found on my Brickle page, as there will be links in the description. And thank you for watching. And as you may have noticed, there's more than just one build for this. So let's go over those small side builds first before we move on to the big deal. Big thing, big event. Well, it's a day later, and here we have it. I don't remember what I called it. The two main sects that as you twist the knob, just behind the drill section, there's a small crane. Just the upper front section of the vehicle features a large cockpit area which you can fit multiple miners. Just above that is a repair arm with, I sound like a big full haircut. And on the side of it, there also is a chairlift which can be used to pick up miners. Just above this is another cockpit section which can be used to pilot. Just above the. And what I've stated is purely just a lot. So as you can tell, this vehicle was made primarily with play features in mind, as that was my main draw into the